In the Reagan years when I called David Gergen, in fact, and asked, any number of questions about David Stockman's budgets. And finally, in frustration, Gergen said, why don't you call a real economist, call Alan Greenspan. And I said, who is Alan Greenspan? And so I called Alan Greenspan and used to talk to him on the phone about the budgets and whether he thought they were credible and did the numbers add up. And finally he said, if you're ever in New York, why don't we have lunch or dinner? And I called Gergen back very quickly and I said, is this guy single? So the answer was yes, did you know? Well-known bachelor, and I was in New York in 1984 covering a story around Christmas time, and we had dinner and had a lovely time, and I discovered that this economist was also a former jazz musician and saxophone player and clarinetist, and we shared a love for music and baseball, and even rooted for the same team. And so it was not what we expected when in 1987 Ronald Reagan nominated him for the Fed. It's been 18 extraordinary years. We have managed to avoid conflicts of interest by, well, first of all, if any of you have watched his testimony, figuring out what he's saying is a challenge. And obviously he doesn't share secrets. What he does is classified, and it would be illegal for him to talk to me about business. And he has, even as I recount in the book, kept secrets from me that he really shouldn't have kept. I write about the night Saddam Hussein was captured. We were out at a Christmas party and he was off in a corner acting very jolly, and got in the car and I said, what was that all about? And he said, oh, nothing. And we got home, it was Saturday night, and we were having Fed governors over for a Christmas reception the next day, and I had to cook and straighten up. So I said, well, you go to bed, I'll stay up and set the table and do the flowers and get a head start on tomorrow night. And the dog didn't tell me to go get some sleep because it was going to be a big day the next day. And so I got to bed around 1 in the morning, and at 5 a.m. the phone rang, and it was NBC, Sunday morning, saying there's an Iranian news service report that Saddam Hussein has been captured. Can you confirm that? And I turned to Alan and I said, is that what you were talking about last night? And he said, don't ask me that question. So he made me get up and call my sources, and it took me 10 minutes to confirm it and get on the phone, get on the air with Tom Brokaw at the other end. And we were on the air all day. Took a break and got dressed and raced into the office. But that proved to me forevermore that I could not trust him. And I even said, this really is worrying because you could be having an affair and I wouldn't even know it. But it's obviously it's worked, and we've been really blessed and very excited about the future and about the next chapter, whatever it's going to be, because clearly he's used to a fairly fast pace and is going to want to do something else.